Very fitting for why you're here. Mm-hmm. I pay you way too much for these appearances.
You do. You should have saved your money because of the storm that's coming.
Okay. What does that mean? Should I be worried about something?
Yeah.
How do I want this to look?
Yeah, you should always be worried about something.
Do I want it slanted or do I want it up? Like, you have yours very erect.
Yeah. Yours is like...
Mine's flimsy.
Flaccid and...
Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
Broken down.
Okay.
Welcome
to the second episode here. We have some things to get through first before we start the episode. Before we get into it.
Yeah, we have to issue apologies.
We have to issue some apologies. We're sorry that if you were mentioned by name in the last episode, by name or very, very well detailed to the point where people in your circles do know without us saying your name that we were talking about you, we do apologize. That's really all we can offer at this time.
And we should probably preemptively apologize for the people that we will do it to today.
Yes, we don't plan on changing the format of the
show
today. So things will only get worse.
But this isn't one of those sorry, not sorry things. Like, we are sorry.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of like...
I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry that it had to go down this way.
Yeah. At some point or another, you made an enemy of me or Ian.
Or we just aren't thinking about it.
Or we're thinking about you, right? Which is a positive in many cultures.
Yeah.
To think about people.
Is that... Yeah, like in the jungle, it's a good omen when people think about you.
Yeah, it is, truly. And... also, some more housekeeping here. We have this show here is provided based on our deal. We currently have an exclusive signing with youtube.com/Ky Cravens Show. This is free. Okay? You're watching, these are the cheapskates, right? These are the people who just want to get through the day and just kind of... Losers. Right? This is really the word for it.
It's like the world is on fire and you're sitting on YouTube.
Yeah. So shame on you. Shame. And go to the Patreon. We do have a Patreon now. It's up. It's running.
You don't even need to have any money. Just put it on a credit card.
You don't even... Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Put it on a credit card. Forget about it. It'll just hit,
I mean...
It's very cheap right now to go into the Ky Cravens Show. This is the ground floor. It will not be this discounted price forever. So please take advantage. Get in now. It's firing off on all cylinders. What does that mean, firing off on all cylinders?
Well, you remember like elementary school when you learned what a cylinder was?
I recall.
Well, back in the day, they used to punish children if they didn't know their shapes by setting them on fire.
Mm-hmm. Setting the children on fire or the shapes?
No, they set the children on fire if they didn't answer the questions correctly.
Uh-huh. And this pretty much made people really, really, really geometrically
People used to be so smart.
Yeah. People used to get really whooped.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have whoopings. I don't think people use the word whoop anymore because they've kind of gone to the side. People are not too keen on them anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and look how much happier everyone is.
Well, I'm an old chunk of coal. I still...
Your parents had you delivered from Santa's sleigh.
Right. And I'm old-fashioned. I think, hey, maybe a whooping now and then isn't, the worst.
People pay for it now. People literally pay people to beat them up.
Yeah. And, I mean, that should be something that's free.
It's because your parents didn't do it. It's like, oh, your parents didn't beat you up? Well, I guess now you have to get it as an adult.
There's a reckoning coming for this generation of unwhooped kids.
Yeah.
They are going to really, really get hit with life.
Yeah, the CCP is going to come in here and they're going to be like, all right, every American is going to get a spanking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's only a matter of time. Any day now.
With the Communist Manifesto.
Right, exactly. And with a big bowl of Life cereal as well.
Yeah. God, I love Life cereal.
Where's that been?
They still have it at like CVS.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $8.
It's in the back.
Dude, cereal is ungodly expensive.
You have a very closed mouth way of saying cereal.
Cereal?
You said it like cereal? Like,
cereal?
Like you didn't open your mouth.
Cereal?
Cereal. Like you don't even have to, like say it again. You don't even have to move your lips to say it. Go ahead.
Cereal?
See what I mean?
Yeah. I used to be a ventriloquist.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
Well, I used it to rob banks.
Mm-hmm.
I would go and I would make it sound like the guy next to me was robbing the bank. Like I would project into his mouth, mm-hmm. and then the banker would think that I had. The banker would think that he was robbing the bank. Mm-hmm. Cause I was like, give me your money, mm-hmm. and then they'd give him the money, and then I would rob him. But it's a lot easier to rob a guy than rob a bank.
You got off scot-free.
No, they caught me.
What does get off scot-free mean? I love talking about these. What are these idioms?
Scot-free was the hottest guy in high school. So everyone wanted to get off scot-free.
Oh, it's funny how this stuff catches on.
Uh-huh.
One day you're talking around the local park. One day you're sliding down the slide. The next day people are saying it coast to coast. They're talking about scot-free.
That's how the game started.
What game?
You know the game.
Oh, yeah,
I just lost the game.
Yeah. All right, well, back to the introductions. Some more housekeeping. I mentioned the Patreon.
The whole video is going to be an hour of an introduction.
the way we just get into it, I mean, it almost forces somebody to pay something. Because look at the talent here on display. I want to talk about my guest today, Ian Whitt. Thank you for coming back to the show. I didn't think you'd come back, but
I didn't want to.
It was a little bit of a labor of love to get you back here. Mm-hmm. Some hoops had to be jumped through.
You had to write a lot of poetry.
Yes, a lot of long conversations when the sun was down.
Sun's always down somewhere.
Yes, sun's always down, and I'm always frown when the sun is down, right?
You're a sad boy. You're a sad little boy.
Not now. I couldn't be happier because you're back on the show. You are a successful person. You are very worldly and cultured. You're a great guest to have here. So your credentials, I could list them off here, but it's too much to mention. But
I got second place in the like model car derby in the Boy Scouts in 4th grade. Mm-hmm. 5th grader won first place, but everything's rigged.
And finally, we do have a YouTube account, as I mentioned, but we also have an Instagram now. We also have a TikTok that's in the works. So we're out on these. We're on the platforms. We're surfing the web.
Surfing USA.
And follow us on those to stay up to date. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but on the Patreon, we do have exclusive content. So there's bonus material. Half hour to 40-minute extra content on top of this, right? And how good is that extra content? Because we're loose at that point. We're warmed up. We've had our coffee.
Yeah, loose is saying it. Mm-hmm. I mean, the content, it's great. It's real gold star content. Mm-hmm. It's stuff that no one else can compare with.
It will leave you in a state of pleasure. It will not have you feeling like you're like an acai sitting there.
Yeah, that little berry, that little blue acai berry.
So I want to start this show off by talking about something that's new in my life, a new development. I have fallen in love with a man, and his name is Metamucil.
Oh, that fiber drink.
Yes, and I am really advocating.
Yeah.
I have fallen in love. I'm like a little schoolgirl. I am prancing through the fields.
Had you never taken a fiber supplement before?
No, and it's really kicking in. It really is getting me kind of
jazzed.
Electric. Yeah. I don't know. I got turned on to it. There was somebody who on my kickball team, he started really hammering the ball. He started going, like, I play the outfield. I play the left center field. In kickball, they have more positions than
because
baseball,
it's a very
handball.
inclusive game.
Yeah. This kid used to never be able to get it past second base. Now he's hitting it. He's cranking it over our heads
in more ways than one.
And we don't even have a fence at the field. We just play out in the, next to the church. And this ball is rocketing over. It's like a rainbow.
Are you using a standard kickball?
We're using a standard, up to code kickball. Yeah. So it's that circumference, it's that diameter, and I'm barely seeing this thing whiz past me. I'm telling you, Ian, it's got a vapor trail on it.
How long you been on this stuff?
About a week, and I have never felt better. I got to get you on this stuff.
I have taken some fiber supplements in the past. Like I had one, it was like a psyllium husk. Mm-hmm. And I really, it all came out at once. Mm-hmm. It was like a soft serve ice cream machine. And I was making an extra large.
Mm. Okay. Well, I tell you what, too. With this Metamucil that I've been taking multiple times a day, let me tell you about my shits are so freaking rock hard now.
Like
rock
scrapey?
Hard. No.
Like difficult?
Oh, yeah. They're difficult to pass. I feel like I'm doing kidney stones out of my ass. But when
like
they
kidney
come out,
eggs.
they are like softballs. We were talking about kickballs, now we're moving on to the softball. They're like softballs. They're like this.
I never understood. Could you explain to me why baseball is for boys and softball is for girls?
Well, soft. Girls are soft.
I guess so. But like then playing hardball is different. It's also not softball.
Mm-hmm. You know that you brought up another good, I guess, idiom or metaphor. Hardball. Mm-hmm. Is that a sport?
No, it's a way that you can play.
Because you know how
any
gangsters will say, "Oh, he's playing hardball."
He's playing hardball.
Yeah. He's not talking. He's playing hardball, boss. Like, what is hardball?
Apparently, they're from Boston.
But is that? Do they mean what? What are they saying about this?
Just
situation?
means that he's not going to give up.
Yeah, but what is what sport are they referring to? Baseball. He's playing hardball. I
guess so.
At what point does baseball become hardball?
I think if you finish the game and person's like, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep throwing this ball at you. And you're going to keep hitting it away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I was thinking about...
Do you think that baseball players could force the ball to hit the pitcher? Like in the head?
Yes. I think many people do that. I mean, I don't think there's any way to really, really, really be able to do that consistently. But yeah, there are hitters that are very good at hitting it up the pipe, as they say, down the pipe, which is right through the pitcher. So a lot of times that will hit the pitcher in the head. They'll have to duck. The pitchers are very reactionary. They throw a pitch thinking that it's going to hit them and kill them. So they're ready to duck there's some really cool plays.
Well, you see all these...
Are you a baseball fan? We just kicked into the MLB.
I loved...
I should do like updates with this show.
I loved Angels in the Outfield.
Okay. That's... Yeah. Yeah.
You ever see that?
So you are a great...
Do you remember what it's about?
I have a vague understanding of the plot. Mm-hmm. What about Angels in America?
What about
There's a lot of
Field of Dreams?
Oh, that's a good one. We talked about. I actually did get in contact with some of my producer friends in Hollywood. We talked last week about
Field of Dreams 2.
Titanic 2, the Hindenburg.
Yes.
And I am starting to get that in the works. The rights for the Hindenburg are actually a little bit easier to get as people might think. I'm thinking about maybe doing it myself. But I'm going to write the script and then I'll send it to Cameron's team.
Mm-hmm.
I want the master, James Cameron, on top of that. What I'm referring to, of course, people, is a conversation that me and the great Ian had here in the bonus content. So,
yeah.
Now we can start the show.
Now you can tell people the stuff that was in the bonus content for free this week.
Yeah, now that the people who paid have seen it, we can talk about it.
Make it free.
We can make it free.
So I don't particularly care for olives, but what I really hate are stuffed olives. Mm-hmm. I bring this up because I
like with the cheese in them.
Could be cheese, could be, anything, but it's probably cheese.
Okay.
But when I see a vegetable, or I guess olive is a fruit.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
Just like an acai.
Yeah, but you can't put your dick in it.
What?
When it's full already, you can't put your dick in it.
In the olive? You're talking about a little green olive? Like this big?
Am I?
Yeah, I think you are. Do you put your... How does that even fit?
Oh, anything will fit if you're persistent enough.
Are there bigger olives now on the market, or?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And olives are very malleable.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. That's how it's actually, cock rings were invented in Italy to, replicate what they were doing with the olives.
Now, this isn't part of the segment, folks. Are you telling me that you stick your dick in olives regularly?
I've said what I've said about the matter.
Oh, okay.
It's more so I just don't approve of stuffed olives, or really olives in general. Like I don't want an olive on a pizza.
Why not?
It's fucking gross.
No, it's not. That's gross.
Yeah.
That's what's gross.
Yeah.
But not...
My dick in a pizza.
No, I didn't. No one said anything about a dick in a pizza.
You were thinking it.
No, I'm thinking about you somehow fitting your... I don't know how that works. Now, if an olive were to be bigger... Now, for the sake of the show, I'm gonna follow your tracks through the snow, as it were. That could have been the first condom. If back in the day there were larger...
No, cock rings.
Olives.
The first condom was made out of intestines.
Oh, yeah.
They make it out of
sheep intestines.
Yes.
Very malleable.
Goat intestines.
Goat intestines.
If they didn't just fuck the goat.
Yeah, well, that's
You're going to bleep this. We're probably not supposed to say the fuck word on YouTube.
I think we're okay. We'll talk to YouTube.
Bleep.
I don't want to be
bleep.
putting bleeps in. That ruins the show.
Bleep.
But
can you record me doing that and then put it?
It's your version of the bleep. So it's like when you're talking, your voice comes in over it. But you know why I'm retracting my statement about olives being condoms? Because they have those little holes in the back.
Correct.
So it wouldn't even work.
Yeah, it's not like...
What are those little holes?
Do you remember those commercials that were like, believe in olive fingers? Pearl?
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, they were weird, like, art house short films. Mm-hmm. And they would have, like, little kids who were bald with olive fingers. It was very unsettling.
Mm-hmm. I still call my parents mommy and daddy. So, is that unsettling to you?
Makes me mad.
Makes your nostrils flare?
I know people that do that. You got siblings?
I thought I'd say that here because there's probably a lot of people out there that are...
you should say hi to them.
Well,
You should say hi to your parents by their names.
Hi, mommy. Hi, daddy. But there's probably a lot of people out there that are insecure about the fact that they still call mommy, daddy.
Or they wish that they still called them mommy and daddy.
I don't know why I never stopped. And I've tried to stop, but every time I see them, I just think...
You keep trying to be like, hi, mom, me.
Yeah,
and it just falls out.
Yeah. Hi, daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's me. And I have a really kind of a weird relationship with my parents. When I was younger, I walked in on them having sex. And it was the worst 30 minutes of my life.
Did you get into bed with them?
I'm not going to say any more about that. It was the worst 30 minutes of my life.
Were they calling each other mommy and daddy?
Yeah. They called me little daddy.
Baby daddy?
Yeah. They called me baby daddy.
You got siblings?
Yes. So I have a younger pup named Bubba. Bubba Cravens is his name. And he's... What about you?
Yeah, I got siblings.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 sisters.
Yeah. Oh, 3? Mm-hmm. Are they older? Mm-hmm. They're all older than you.
Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, oh, that must have been so great. And I'm like...
No, I don't think that was great at all.
No.
Why would they say that's great?
Because women believe that they treat... Like, people just assume that men have better lives than women because of male privilege and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's true for some men. But, I mean, it was a pretty female-driven household.
I can't even imagine. Your dad really wanted a boy, I bet.
I'm sure that they just kept going. God, this coffee is not doing for me. I did not sleep accurately. I did not sleep enough.
Can you sleep accurately? Is that...
Yeah, because like sometimes you sleep, but it's like, oh, you didn't really sleep. Mm-hmm. Which might have been me. I'm just like sleeping on a pile of wood right now.
You don't have a bed?
Mm-mm.
Why?
Got rid of it.
Did you?
Just threw it away. Was
it faulty?
Didn't like it.
What didn't you like about it? Was it a feather bed?
It was the kind of bed where it's like really thick, but like when you lay down, your butt just goes to the bottom.
Oh, you had a blow up mattress?
No, it wasn't a blow up mattress. It was just a weak, cheap, really, really thick, flimsy mattress.
Here's something. I don't think I've ever slept on a normal mattress.
God,
since 2010.
I just need to dip my dick into a Red Bull right now.
What?
You got a Red Bull?
No.
That's how you absorb caffeine faster, because the mucous membrane is so thin.
You're gonna stick your dick into
a vat of Red Bull.
A vat?
Yeah, I don't know. I get so mad when anyone is like, I don't have any Red Bull. Do you have Red Bull?
No, I don't have any Red Bull. I'm sorry.
Can we like Uber Eats some Red Bull?
Tyler, can we get... Do you have any... Jack? No?
Buzz?
Oh, Buzz. Can you run out, Buzz, and get Ian a Red Bull?
Clarence, we're trying to get... Can you get Buzz?
No, just what flavor?
Blue. Blue.
See if they have blue. If not, just...
Can we just Uber Eats it?
You said a vat, though. Is it just one going to be fine?
Vat just has to do with the shape. Mm-hmm. Like a vat is like wide. So we just need like a dish.
Okay.
Or if you want, you can get it like a 6-pack or whatever. 12 4-pack? Mm-hmm. 2-pack?
Yeah.
Todd.
Oh, Todd. Yeah, Todd's our intern. So we should talk about Todd a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, Todd's gonna run out.
He's sleeping his way to the top.
Buzz, go with Todd and get... I'll take one too, honestly.
Okay.
That's fine.
Well, then we should get 2 4-packs. Buzz, tell Todd he looks good today.
Hey, Buzz. Hey, you're the man. I love you, dude.
Good. Fuck Buzz.
Hey, Buzz.
Oh.
Show Jack our handshake.
That's disgusting.
Watch
That's
this.
disgusting.
Watch this.
Yeah, why is he taking his pants off?
Look at Jack. Look at Jack's face.
It's terrible.
That's so funny. All right, well, we'll get some Red Bulls here. We'll probably have them for the bonus episode by the time they get back. We're in the middle of nowhere, folks.
Yeah.
The closest Red Bull, I don't know where they're going to go.
Well, they could go to like...
Hey, Buzz, can you gas up my scooter as well? Take the scooter. All right, well, back to the show. Yeah, I hate that we're so inaccessible to...
I just like if Todd gets back and one of the Red Bulls in the pack is missing, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ape.
Yeah. No, I hate how far away I am to normal food. No, I call it normal food.
White people always yell at me.
Well, no, I mean, listen, it's simple as this. If I had a time machine, I would go back in time and eat food with trans fats.
Oh, like 90s food.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Carnival food.
I would splurge on that food.
It's incredible that they just got rid of it. And all that food just doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Burger King back in the 90s. Do you remember when the chicken tenders were shaped differently? Are you too young to remember that?
I can't find trans fats anywhere now. Can you point me in the right direction?
Technically, do you want to say?
My body is weaker.
There's trans fats in peanut butter, but it says that there isn't because it's
Speak
such
up,
a small
speak
amount.
up. This is important information.
I'm whispering into the microphone, and they can hear me. They can hear everything that I'm saying. I can hear everything.
I can't even hear you right now.
Chicken tenders. Do you remember what the chicken tenders were like at Burger King in the 90s? Anyway.
Oh, I missed those chicken tenders.
They were good.
Did you see the chicken tenders
with the ridges? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Why did they get rid of those?
No more trans fats.
They have all their birds going toward the chicken fries now, which are not as good as the chicken tenders.
No, they're disgusting.
What's the difference between a chicken tender and a chicken finger?
Chicken fingers are...
And which one has more trans fats?
Well, in the 90s...
I miss those trans fats.
Chicken
so much.
fingers were bigger in the 90s. Mm-hmm. But now, all the terminology has just been totally bastardized. Mm. But there's trans fats in non-stir peanut butter. If there's a peanut butter that you have that you don't have to stir, it has trans fats in it, even though it says 0 trans fats on the label.
And that's legal for them to lie about that?
Yes.
And why is that?
It's such a small amount. Mm-hmm. Such a small amount. Such a small, insignificant amount of trans fats.
There's nothing else. I mean, because
that's why I like peanut butter.
Back in the 90s, I used to... my body expected the trans fats. My body got used to it so much that it's hard. It's been hard for me to sleep since the 90s in the same way. I used to eat, I used to load up, right? And it would help me. My arteries would feel like full, and I'd be able to lay down and I'd be able to actually kind of drift off. Now I have to do at least an hour and a half of ASMR before I can fall asleep to supplement and offset the lack of trans fats in my body. And it's been quite an adjustment for me.
Oh, maybe that's why I'm so messed up.
Maybe.
Because of the trans fats.
Well, you can't, as a society, I'm calling out society.
Society.
You can't get people on a regimen and then...
Well, that's the whole point.
Suck it back.
That's the whole point of society.
So I was conditioned, and then I was unconditioned. But that's not how life works. Your body gets used to, the body
remembers.
It's a call and response.
An elephant never forgets and never forgives.
All of life, all of the physical is about programming.
Mm-hmm.
And I was programmed to love trans fats.
Yeah, I love trans fats.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love trans fats, and I wipe until I see red. As far as I'm concerned, like, I don't care if it destroys my whole body.
You don't care if it destroys your whole?
Yeah, my whole body.
Let me get this right. You were talking about taking a hot dump.
Like you ever take a spicy dump?
Yeah, I have.
Like, I don't know why we still eat spicy food when it does that to us.
Because it tastes good.
Does it though? It's like pain.
Well, it's not as good as like an acai.
I mean, acai is very refreshing. You ever have an acai bowl?
I have, yeah.
Try an acai smoothie.
Oh, I've never had that.
Yeah, well, you get like the pouches of acai that come. You can buy them in bulk.
No, you don't want
in the freezer
factory-made acai.
Yes, no, it's there is no other acai. If you're gonna have acai in America, it's not like made in a factory, but it's shipped here in these acai trucks.
I've never seen the acai trucks.
You ever see a truck?
Yeah, I've seen a truck. Yeah,
Well,
once or twice.
Some of those
I used to drive a truck.
Some of those have acai on them.
Okay, but going back to what you said about wiping your ass, that's not right. That's blood. You just wipe until I don't see brown.
You ever keep wiping?
You do.
You ever keep wiping?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't want to. Like, do you have like scabs?
Never once.
Do you have scabs on your inner ass?
Maybe. Inner.
Yeah, that's. Why do you do that? Why do you wipe until you see red?
It's like I can never be clean. It's like I can never be fully clean until there's nothing left.
All this talk about wiping, I think I just made a poopy.
You made a poopy?
Yeah, I think I just made a poopy. Oh shit, dude! I'm sorry.
Congratulations.
That's gonna stink.
No, congratulations.
Oh god, dude! Why do I have to do this on the air? We can't cut this out. It's a video podcast.
On the air.
Well, you ripped a fat fart last
the other
episode.
day, yeah. On the air.
What's that song?
If you have a little time to spare,
I made a
you'll
poopy.
enjoy each moment, I declare.
Yeah,
We're on the air.
I'm just a little uncomfortable. I'm like, can I?
You can sing. All you cares won't mean a single thing.
It's one of those wet kind of.
You'll be just as happy as a king.
Let me try to sit.
All the while you sing.
Talk about something.
That was a song that was written about the radio when the radio was new. God. You know what's so dorky? How musical theater people responded to the creation of the radio. Mm-hmm. They thought it was so nifty. Remember that word nifty?
I remember the word nifty. I'm sorry if this starts to reek.
You're just sitting in it?
It's the worst.
Is it like... But I thought you were having those Metamucil. I thought... Is it just like a rock?
All the talk about you wiping, all the talk about the poop talk.
You had an empathy poop.
Yeah, I had a sympathy, empathy poop.
A sympathy poop?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, because sympathy is... Do you remember when, like, in the 90s and the 2000s, sympathy was considered to be a good thing? And then people started pushing empathy hard, and then sympathy was bad.
Very different things, by the way. Can we make that clear? Set the record straight on that? Sympathy is not empathy. Empathy is not sympathy. So when you sympathize with me...
I'm like...
I get that, but when you say you empathize with me, no. No... Because you don't understand the word empathy.
Well, empathy used to be a good thing. And sympathy was bad.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, they promoted empathy to the point. It's not that sympathy was bad. It's that they promoted empathy to this place.
Yeah, and empathy is like that mentally ill.
Sympathy wasn't enough for people.
Yeah, like empathy, it's like... Empathy means you feel what the other person is feeling. And that's
empathy,
not always good.
No, empathy is when you directly experienced what they've experienced.
Yes.
To the point where you feel like it's impossible to have the same feeling as another person, but empathy is the closest thing. Because it's like walking in the other person's shoes.
It's like Joaquin Phoenix.
It's like Joaquin Phoenix. It's like if you took Joaquin Phoenix and you fucking hit him up.
And you were like, hey, walk.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm walking here.
What was that song you were singing?
Oh, it was from like the 19-teens.
I love music.
And it was like this guy, Rudy Valley. You know who Rudy Valley is?
Oh, dude, every song was a hit. Every hit was a smack. For Rudy Valley. Yeah. Let me ask you this: why do English people, right?
He wasn't English.
But I'm just something on my mind. Why do English people call it football?
It looks like a foot.
If they play it with a soccer ball.
Oh, that football. Because you kick it and stuff?
But they're playing it with a soccer ball.
They call it footy. They call it footy.
Just where, like, most of the time the object in the sport is...
I mean, these
is
are
what the game
that,
is called.
These are people that are like, I want my eggy wiggies.
Yeah. Like, I get you play it with your... it's a foot game, so I get that, but the object is called a soccer ball.
Yeah.
So that's why...
What's up with that?
Why do English... Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're like that, and it's not like, why do English people, like, not allow you to have guns?
Well, the police don't even have guns.
I know, did you see, like, oh my god.
Here's our current events. Here's our topical portion of the show, folks.
Did you know that the English don't have guns? How do they get around? Mm-hmm. How do they get from one place to another without a gun?
Yeah.
How do you walk into a grocery store without a gun?
I don't know.
Don't you know that anyone could just walk up to you and say, give me your lunch money?
It really is the Wild West of our society. It's the Wild West in the West. But, kind of like Han Solo on your shirt. You carry a gun.
Mm-hmm. I had this dream last night. It was like the fulfillment of a dream. Should be top and bottom at the same time.
That's impossible.
Yeah, it can only be done in a dream. I mean, it actually is possible if you're just in the middle.
No, it's not possible. To be a top and a bottom, because I believe that is not even referring to the physical... it is referring to the physical.
There's a corresponding physical
but it's
component.
referring to your personality.
Yeah, it runs deep.
You cannot be a top and a bottom. And I take you right now as more of a bottom, actually.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
For you.
Because I'm such a top. Aggressively top.
Aggro.
You could literally give me a spin.
There's some aggressive bottoms. They're very bossy.
You should see me at like a Jewish... Whoa! I'm like a fucking dreidel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how much of a top I am.
I can draw different Hebrew letters on you and spin you around and gamble.
Yeah. Beyblade was based off me. Yeah.
God, Beyblade. I never watched an episode, but I thought those little spinning tops were so cool.
Why?
Because you could like battle your friends with it.
Yeah, they really wanted people to get behind the gymnasium at recess and be like, oh my god, like, oh! They wanted people to, whoa, mine's better than yours. Look at this.
Do you remember when Yu-Gi-Oh! Tried to pull off dungeon dice monsters?
Do you remember when marketing was so metal?
Marketing was very
so
metal.
like, yeah. The kids were just like, yes.
It's still like that. It's just now that
I've never seen a kids commercial. I don't see any marketing anymore for kids.
It's because it's getting dark. Now kids, you know how people get addicted to those little apps where you play video game and you buy gems?
Yeah.
You buy gems and you'll spend like $100 on gems and you spend it in 2 seconds. They do that for kids
dude,
now.
I am prairie dogging hard right now.
Sorry, I don't want to distract you.
But I'm just gonna hold it in. So much has already come out. You know what prairie dogging is?
Yeah, I know what prairie dogging is.
It's kind of like turtling.
It's when a dog sticks its head in and out of a hole on the prairie.
Yeah. Fuck. Oop, I shouldn't be saying that.
I feel like you don't know what this Metamucil is doing to you.
Yeah, it's really having its way with my insides.
Yeah, you're a mess.
I haven't eaten. Have
some acai. Have an acai bowl.
The Metamucil is it's a substitute for food.
Acai is a diuretic, so it actually would go very well with the Metamucil.
Acai doesn't work on me.
Acai will work on you. You just need to eat enough of it. I mean, do you have any of those pouches?
How much more time we have?
I think we're almost done.
No, I can't make it.
I think we're
I
almost
feel
done.
like I'm going to give birth.
I feel like...
Are you jealous of the fact that you'll never give birth?
No.
Not at all.
No.
So there is a feeling that a human being can have that we know of that you will never experience, right? So, you know when people start doing hard drugs, it's because maybe a part of them thinks, I should try it once to understand, to have the empathy of the feeling of what it does to people, of what it feels like. You'll never know if you don't do it.
I still don't know. I do things I don't remember.
Well, that's not good, because all we are
is a bundle of memories.
Is a bundle of memories. Yeah, that's kind of my mantra.
Mm-hmm.
Is the memory.
What do you remember?
I remember not as much as I'd like to, but I remember these big events. Like, you don't remember doing... What are you saying you don't remember? Drugs? What do you know that you've done that was a big...
Oh, sleep. I do stuff while I'm sleeping.
Well, here's the thing. I never remember what I want to remember. That is something. That is actually something that I struggle with.
Because you're so pessimistic, you only remember the bad things?
No, whenever I think, oh my God, I want to remember this, I don't. But then I'm like just walking around.
Yeah, like someone's name. Like someone will be like, hi, my name is Jeff. And I'll be like, Jeff. What did you say your name was again?
Yeah. But every time I want to remember something, I'd never... maybe I make too much of an effort.
No, my mom says that if you forget something, it's because it was a lie.
Well, my mom said that there's a truth to every lie.
Your mom?
Mommy. I can call her my mom when I'm talking to her do I refer to her as mommy. And then daddy. When I see them, I can't help it. But talking about my family, I've been I don't know if you people know this. I mean, there's a lot of production costs that go into this show. Obviously, the Patreon really helps, but we have to pay YouTube. Those big wigs, we can't trash talk our own network, but yeah, they're up there, right? They're top floor.
Yeah, CEO, Mr. Ute.
Yeah, Tom Ute. He's cool. He's a good dude. I mean, the meetings he doesn't have like a lot of production notes for this show.
Yeah, and then Mr. Ube.
Well, that's the Japanese dealer. He's the Japanese. He's the real owner.
Yeah, it's like Weyland Yutani from Aliens.
I don't understand what the fuck that guy's saying half the time. He's standing in our meetings and he's talking about. I can't tell if he likes the show or not. But he is a great cook. Mm-hmm. I mean, he took us out. He took us out for udon noodles. Mm-hmm. But he gets back in the kitchen and starts making it. Mm-hmm. It was his restaurant. Mm-hmm. It was Ube's restaurant. I forget what that place was called.
Udon.
See, he doesn't remember. These are the things that we have to remember.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, I've been kind of trying to get the engine rolling on some extra costs so we can upgrade the production around here, right? Because so much overhead from YouTube. And I've been doing like feet A lot of like
Oh yeah, that's very lucrative.
feet pics on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't really caught on yet. I was expecting it to be a wildfire. But the moon shows itself every night.
Of course.
So it'll come around. And
a broken clock is right twice a day.
That's right. In a boiling pot.
Never a boiling pot never misses.
A watch pot never.
A watch pot tells the right time twice a day.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's right. And it's mostly been my aunt that's been buying the feet pics.
Oh, that's very sweet and supportive of her.
Yeah, she's cool. It was a little weird at first that she, first of all, paid for the feet pics and seemed to really enjoy them. She texted me and said, "Good work." This was like a month ago. But what's even more of an oddity is the amount of money that she's given for them and the amount that she's requested. I've been doing this for about a month now, and she has... It's copious. Do you know what that word means?
Like making copies of things?
No. No.
Like she takes them and then she's redistributing the pics.
When she pays them, it's her business. It's a transaction.
So you're giving her the right to redistribute?
I don't know what she does with them. I haven't been. She lives far away from here, but she's really, really into them.
Where does she live?
And she gets freaking angry if I don't give them to her. Because sometimes I'm out and about. I don't have access to my feet all the time.
Yeah, sometimes you leave your feet at home.
Well, no, I cover my feet.
Yeah.
I have to
good, like a good.
I have to protect. I have to protect the product.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things that. I mean, do you do any of that feet selling or anything like that?
No.
What's your perspective on?
On buying feet pics?
Well, all the whole the way things are looking is that everyone's going to be making money off of their bodies.
Yes, it's the only thing you have left.
So what's your and you've studied some of this. You studied human anatomy. I don't believe you did it in college, but you actually went to that institute. I believe it was in Germany, and you studied the human anatomy and
the School of Fetishes.
Whatever it was. I mean, you can obviously talk about it for the folks here, but for the folks at home. But
yeah, I mean, look.
But I just want to I want to say that you do kind of know about the body, and you know how much money people are worth.
Yeah, I appraise feet and tell people what to sell their feet pics for.
Well, not just feet. I mean, your insight on it. You sent me some information. You sent me some material. And that wasn't TP, folks. That wasn't.
It was not toilet paper.
That wasn't just to wipe my ass with. That was good stuff.
Can we table this for a second?
Yeah.
I guess this went right through me.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. We were talking about feet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can make any kind of money you want on the internet right now. Mm-hmm. Anyone who's like, I don't know why someone would get a job. Mm-hmm. I can't for the life of me imagine why someone would get a job to make money.
You can't in a million years imagine why.
And you know what makes me mad when I hear like boomers and people say like, I worked hard for my money. I don't want the government to take my money. I worked hard for my money. It's like, you don't work for money.
Richard Nixon says that. Like,
yeah, it's like, dude, grandpa, like, you don't work for money anymore.
What do you work for? Sex?
You work for the enjoyment of work. But if you want money...
Well, see, this is a concept that not many people understand.
Yeah, it's like people think like, oh, you get a job, you clock in, you get a set amount of money.
Some people do like that. Some people do like being little worker bees.
And if you like that, great. But don't think that it has anything to do with money.
Why do you think the Buddhist monks that live in the mountains, that live in temples, they work so much? They work all day. They do these...
Well, they don't want to meditate. Anything but meditate.
They don't want to think until they do, until they meditate. So they have time with their mind, and then they have time with their body.
Well, you know what the Hare Krishnas do? They wake up in the morning, and as soon as they wake up, you can see them. They'll be in a sleeping bag on the floor. And as soon as they're conscious, And they wake up at like 4 a.m. every day without an alarm, and they're like, Krishna, 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 Krishna. And they're repeating it constantly from the minute they wake up and while they're cleaning and while they're doing their chores.
Yeah. People like chores. People like doing those menial tasks because it makes them not think.
Yeah.
So that's the concept of clocking in, clocking out. People don't necessarily need to enjoy their work.
Yes.
In order to work.
Correct.
But now, what I'm going to say is that you are right, because I think 100 or I think 20 years ago that you really were very limited in finding work that also brings you enjoyment.
Well, you only got
like
money from working.
Yeah.
Now you get money from like
I would still
having
say
a picture on the
I would
internet.
still say there's probably 1% to 2% of the entire population that enjoys what they do for their primary. I think a lot of people have really cool hobbies. I would say 1 to 2% of the world's population enjoys what they do making a living. That is whatever your primary income is. I think a lot of people have a lot of cool hobbies, whatnot, but what they actually do.
I believe consciousness is elevating and expanding, and that people are beginning to learn to have a different kind of approach to their daily activities. Which, like, we can only use the word work like it's the best word that we have. But I like the word activity because it's a little bit more neutral than the word work. Like, we think of work like toil. And work isn't toil. Those are two completely different things. Toil is our attitude towards work. And the problem is, if you enjoy your work, it's harder to leverage it for money. It's way easier to leverage for cash if you hate what you're doing. And so as a result, people are trained to, like, on a subconscious level, when you start making money doing your hobbies, you have to learn to hate it so that you can demand more.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
People get so mad, like, oh, I got to take a picture of my foot again.
Yeah, but listen, you're gonna attract more bees with honey and not vinegar.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But have you ever been to Cambodia? I was going to ask you about this.
The killing fields?
No. But I was in Cambodia about a month and a half ago, and I had monkey brain. Ate it. Have you had that before?
No.
I didn't like it. Mine was stupid.
Stupid is as stupid does.
Yeah, well, we are going to probably wrap up the show now. This is going to be the end of the free portion. Are there any 1%ers out there? It's like, charge your phones, people. But that's what we call a street joke.
Yeah.
In the comedy business. But we are not just going to be doing comedy in the bonus material. This is more enlightening conversation. This is more of what we do best.
The truth.
And so tune in to that. The only way to access it is by going to the Patreon. Patreon.com/Ky Cravens Show. Easy access at this point, people.
Or through following yogic techniques, you can unleash the hidden power in your pituitary gland, and you can tune into the infinite consciousness of the universe, and then you can be aware of everything that ever has happened and ever will happen.
And if you can't access that, then you can go to simply patreon.com/Ky Cravens Show, and you'll find us there, and you'll have immediate access to the extended episode from last week.
And you'll have immediate access to Kyle's extended commentaries.
And I'm thinking about linking my foot fetish Instagram page to the Patreon. Because I need to have more people besides my aunt enjoy that.
Because she's lonely.
Well, I don't know what's up with that. I wish she wasn't my aunt. It'd make it so much better.
Well, if she divorces your uncle, is she still your aunt?
Yeah, because it's she's
your mom's
not
sister.
Yeah.
If your mom dies, is she still your aunt?
No. So maybe I have to talk to
mommy.
No, I have to talk to Jack about that. That's intern work.
Oh yeah. Todd never got back.
No, I think he's coming back now.
I think Todd took the credit card.
Yeah. We're gonna get some Red Bulls here, and we're gonna hopefully. I hope you were kidding about sticking your dick in Red Bull. I don't have a vat. What even is a vat?
I'll just stick my dick in your Red Bull.
Okay. Well, if you can stick your dick in an olive, I think you could stick your dick in a Red Bull. I buy it. So we'll see what happens in the interim here, but
olives expand.
We're gonna return for the
aluminum.
What should we call the bonus?
It's clearly called the bonus show.
Like the Ky Cravens Show Unleashed? Or like Ky Cravens Show Jonas Bonus?
Busting out.
Uncorked? I like uncorked.
And we have like some Chardonnay. I'm not driving.
Yeah, we should actually next week, maybe in the future, we'll talk to YouTube about this. Maybe we can get like a charcuterie board. Like we should be eating during this.
And have like one of those
like very
glass
fancy
things of like sweet tea.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That'd be terrific. But thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week here on YouTube for the free portion. But we'll catch all you people on Patreon in just a minute.